following anecdote is a 100% true story, more or less, in some version of the universe. So it's 1995 and you've got a new PC with Windows 95. You want to play some games, but you're too poor to afford anymore, or you're bored of the ones you've got. So you start wandering around the crap that came with the computer and come across the Windows 95 companion CD-ROM. Browsing the disk files, you see game demos and some music videos, and holy crap, a full freaking game by the name of Hover. Developed internally at Microsoft under codename Bambi and included with every CD-ROM version of Windows 95. Sorry, floppy people, you are screwed. So Hover, and yes, it's pronounced like that because of the exclamation point, was pretty friggin' awesome to poor kids like me who didn't have many games to choose from and wanted games like Doom but couldn't because parents. But hey, we got Hover. And it's awesome because it's in like 3D-ish and kind of reminiscent of Doom, sort of. That means it's awesome, right? I played it so much, it has to be awesome. Yeah, let's take off the nostalgia goggles and look at it. So Hover starts off with the background of a level that's not actually in the main game and saying press F2 to start a game of Hover. Of course, you don't really want to do that necessarily. You can actually go ahead and start from any level that you want to, all the way up to 16. You can also customize the game a bit by changing the different sound options, choosing the different controls. Simple enough, just some directional keys and pressing ASD for power-ups. And then customize some details like, well, the details of the game, which makes it run faster or slower, the maze type, map options, whether or not you want a mirror to show, and vehicle difficulty, which, oddly enough, pretty much just affects how fast the turning happens. So yeah, I put it on intermediate because it's kind of in the middle, and that's good for those of us that like middles and have problems committing to extremes. Start the game, some rad MIDI music starts playing, and you're off to collect the flags before your opponent. You are a hovercraft, the Hover 950, and you try to collect the different blue flags before your opponent can collect the red flags. And that's it. Man, I really seem to have developed some standards over the years because as a kid I played this a lot, and for the life of me I can't see why. It's just capture the flag in pretty sterile environments. There are 3 different maze types, so that does change up things at least a little bit here and there. One kind of looks like a medieval castle-y thing, and another this ravey purple futuristic flamboyant place. And the other one is this sort of industrial, nasty-looking sewage treatment facility that honestly it wouldn't look out of place if I saw a Doom monster or 2 wandering around. But these same 3 places repeat throughout the entire game, so every few levels you'll come across the same textures, the same music, the same level layout, the same spawn locations of the flags. The only thing that increases are the amount of flags that you need to capture and the opposing drones that are out there trying to capture flags before you. They also get a little bit more aggressive and smarter as the game goes on. The only other aspect to this are the power-ups, although really they don't do very much at all. As you're wandering the monotonous mazes, you'll see different things on the floor and different things floating in the air, these little orbs with power-ups or power-downs. Along the floor, you've got pads that will either take your flags, speed you up in a certain direction, or glue you down to one spot, and the floating orbs will give you different pickups, some of which are activated immediately and some you can activate whenever you want to. The 3 that are activated no matter what are the Map Eraser, which erases your minimap of course, the Speed Up and Speed Down, which do that for a temporary amount of time, and a Shield, which makes you temporarily invincible to the other things that are bad. The 3 that you can pick up and use at any time are the Spring, the Wall, and the Cloak. The Spring is probably the most useful. This allows you to jump your hovercraft over any obstacles or over opponents or whatever. Then you've got the Wall, which doesn't really do much. In theory, the enemy drones will bump into them or be blocked from an area, but they aren't permanent and they pretty much will just go around them. Even if you place it right in front of them, they don't care, they'll just go around it. And the last one is the Cloak, which cloaks your Hover 950 so your opponents can't see you. But really, that doesn't make much of a difference at all because your opponents don't seem to give a crap if they see you, honestly. They just don't. Like the Wall, this seems like it would make much more sense in multiplayer, but there is no multiplayer, so who cares? The enemies aren't after you, they're after the flags. So even if you do use it, it's not like they're going to stop looking for flags. They're just going to continue looking for flags. The thing about all of these is that once you find out that really the spring is the only one that kind of helps here and there, that and the shield, then who cares about the other stuff? You just avoid it when you see it from a distance. The only thing that you might have a problem with is if you accidentally get bumped into one of these things. You know, it sucks to get slowed down or temporarily pulled to the floor, but it's all temporary. So yeah, the game isn't that hard to begin with, and this just it doesn't really make it much harder except a very minimal amount. And that really is it for Hover. You try to get the most points, last as long as you can without the enemies taking the flags before you, and there you go. I have no idea why I played this so much as a kid, except that I thought it was awesome. Maybe it was the 3D novelty of the game when I didn't have many other 3D games. Maybe it was Easter eggs like the IBM AB cheat, which allows you to actually roam around that startup level and look at the people who designed the game. Maybe it was that awesome sound it makes every time you win a match. And it was a free game, so you can't complain about that. And looking at it through rose-tinted glasses, yeah, I still think it's pretty much awesome. But objectively, I can't say that there's anything about this that's really special. It's a super simple capture the flag game with hovercrafts, which really, that in itself doesn't make it very interesting either. It just feels like a first-person shooter with extremely bad physics on an ice skating rink. But if you want to relive some nostalgic memories, it's still free to download from Microsoft's FTP, so go ahead and give it a try. And if you haven't tried it before, well, don't expect too much, but just look at it and experience what kids had to deal with when they didn't have the option to get other games back in the day.